You have a landing page and that leads to a confirmation page, but it's not a sales funnel. You're not actually asking for a sale at any part in this, so it can't be a sales funnel. It's a lead gen, maybe. You know. What's up, it's Jason Drone. Welcome to another edition of the Done For You podcast. This is also mobile edition. Some of the best ideas happen when you're driving, you know. What we're going to talk about right now is customer analytics. Basically understanding, there's this whole weird thing around data science at the moment. Data science is one of the hottest jobs. You know, an introductory level data science position pays $130,000 to $150,000 or so. And you know, it's just kind of this weird thing. There are all kinds of analytics programs out there. I mean, you have Google Analytics, you have, you know, Woopra. There's all kinds of different places that you can get data. There are some more expensive ones like Heap and Kissmetrics. You know, there's a lot of like funnel comparison tools. There's Visual Website Optimizer and some of the split testing tools. There is just an incredible amount of software around the analytics space. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to interpret and understand those analytics in order for them to make a difference in your business, which has always been the hard part, you know, because software, it's getting smarter, but a software can't, you know, show you where the bottleneck is and then also recommend an action to remove that bottleneck without a person, you know what I mean? So what you're left with really is, you need somebody who understands data and understands marketing on a fundamental level, to be able to interpret what is happening on a website, in a sales funnel, on a sales page, and then move through, you know, help implement and execute change on those, you know, based on those things. So. But here's kind of the fundamental piece. So I'm going to give you some tips here. Here's the fundamental piece of the customer analytics journey and understanding, you know, the buyer cycle is, well, two pieces. So the buyer cycle itself, there's really three steps to the buyer's journey. You know, the first is like a research phase. You know, so they are looking, they think they're interested in something, they think they need a solution, and what they're doing is they're trying to go out and quantify what that solution needs to be. They're putting together different products, they're putting together different, you know, businesses who offer that product, and they're kind of starting to assemble like a mind map of how they're going to solve their problem, you know, in their head. Stage two is the person who knows that they have this problem. They know of the solution they want, and they are refining their solution based. You know, they're refining their features. They're refining, they're basically refining their decision so that they know they're making an informed business decision, or an informed buying decision, I should say. Then you have your third level, which that person, I mean, they're going to buy, they've decided, and they're really sometimes just narrowing it down between a couple companies, you know, or they literally have their wallet out, and they have their wallet out, you know, sitting between them and their keyboard. You know, they are ready to buy something right now in this minute. So when you're looking at your customer analytics, you want to put that buyer cycle, you want to put that, you know, paradigm, if you will, in play. So you want to understand why your customers, why your prospects are doing what they're doing as it relates to that buyer's journey. So, you know, maybe they are just researching. Maybe they are looking for, you know, maybe you've made it, you know, down into the last round, and they are literally ready to put their credit card in your order form. It's kind of like tip number one. Tip number two is whenever you're looking at sales funnels, you know, so a sales funnel itself, let's say you have 10,000 people, you know, who are coming to a website, and, you know, they are all going off in different paths. Sales funnel vernacular, you know, people will speak of sales funnels, but they don't really know what a sales funnel is. Like, it's kind of like PPC. Like, I had a client once, and he was like, well, we were talking about PPC campaigns back in the early Google days, and he was like, I don't understand when I get charged. Like, when am I supposed to pay, for this advertising? Like, am I paying per impression? I said no. And he's like, well, when am I getting charged? And I'm like, you pay per click, And he was like, well, I don't get it. And I was like, pay per click, like pay per click, PPC, pay per click. And he was like, oh my God, it was in his mind, it was such a stupid question, because pay per click was what this advertising was. It didn't also describe how he got charged. Do you know what I mean? So sales funnels, it's funny because, now I'm talking to a client and they're like, yeah, I have a sales funnel. I'm like, no, you have a landing page. Literally, you have a landing page and that leads to a confirmation page, but it's not a sales funnel. You're not actually asking for a sale at any part in this, so it can't be a sales funnel. It's a lead gen, maybe, but the sales funnel itself, you have your front end, like let's say an automated webinar, for instance. Your automated webinar, it gets 100 people who, sign up for a webinar. Well, when somebody signs up for the webinar, then there's always a very noticeable drop off when they for attendance. So roughly, if it's an automated webinar that starts every 15 minutes, then your attendance is going to be usually between 50 and 55%. So 55% of the people who sign up are going to end up, attending the webinar, which is awesome. Now, if it's live, it's usually like 30%. So you're getting a bump just by doing automated and just by scheduling it pretty quickly after they sign up. Then immediately, so immediately you lose 50%-ish of people. So half the people are not signing up for the webinar. Then about half of them will watch through the webinar until your pitch. So now we're down to about 25, 27 people who stay to the pitch itself. If the webinar is good, and if it's like your pitch is to sign up for a sales call, then your conversion on the sales call is going to be about 25%. 25% of people are going to sign up for whatever sign up for that call to action. If it's an order form, then it really depends on price. Is it an expensive product? Is it a cheap product? That really dictates a lot of how, dictates what the conversion is going to end up being. But anything that you can do to influence those bottlenecks, so if you can increase the registration on the webinar from 35% to 40%, then you're putting more people on the webinar. If you can get more people to attend the webinar after they sign up, then you are putting more people, obviously on the webinar, and you have more people able to buy. If you shorten up the webinar and get more people seeing the call to action, then it could potentially increase the number of people signing up for your sales call or hitting the order form. So there are a lot of variables, in a customer analytics situation that end up, just a small little marginal increase or a marginal difference will tremendously help the overall conversion of this particular sales funnel. Then when you look at it from a very macro level, and you have, like, let's say 3 sales funnels and 8 products and websites and one website or multiple websites even, there's lots of there's just, each of those sales funnels has their own customer analytics journey. So really it's understanding on a macro level how people are signing up and moving through your sales channels, and then you layer again, like, even traffic source on top of that. So Facebook traffic is quite a bit, it's interruption based advertising. I mean, somebody's scrolling through a news feed and they see your ad and they click it, but they're in a different mentality than somebody who is going to Google and searching for a keyword phrase and then ends up landing on your website. So all of these analytics pieces, basically assemble into this thing, which is the success and revenue of your business. So it really just depends on how deep you want to get into the woods. You can have infinite, there's infinite breadth as far as, you know, how many different types of analytics you can get. It's absolutely crazy. At the same time, you want to focus on the few things that are going to make the biggest difference in your business. So like right now, like video view minutes is a big one. Subscribers, you know, email subscribers is always a huge one. I know that as long as we're signing up, you know, people on an email list, then we will make money. Then as long as our clients are getting email list subscribers, they will make money. So email list subscribers is always a super, super huge one. But now I'm like looking at, you know, a couple different metrics, which actually, you know, imply like relating and stuff, you know, like relating and bonding and all of that stuff. Search engine rankings, huge one. Where are we at, like in Google SERPs, and then ultimately, like you can follow that analytics cycle all the way to an end user, to a buyer. You know, so and no matter what product you're in, no matter how big your company is, you can get as granular or as macro as you'd like. So if you want us to take a look at some of your numbers and put a story around them, you know, basically like figure out what's going on, you know, where are your bottlenecks, from a paid traffic standpoint, from a sales funnel standpoint, whatever, we will gladly take a look at your business. Just go ahead, go to consultingsession.com, fill out the short little form, and then book a call with my team. We're going to take a dive into your business, and we're going to put together an action plan on what you need from a sales funnel standpoint and from a marketing standpoint to grow and scale your business. And then that's it. So if you like this video, share it, please. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. That would be awesome, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.